African Union Communications, Early Warning, and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of April 17, 2026. From the 11th to 17th of April 2026, in response to the terrorist attacks launched by Ukraine against civilian facilities in the Russian Federation, the armed forces of the Russian Federation carried out a massive and 5-group strikes with long-range air, sea, ground-based high-precision weapons and drones, as a result of which enterprises of the Ukrainian defense industry involved in the production of cruise missiles, fuel power, and transport infrastructure facilities used for the interests of the armed forces of Ukraine, military airfields, assembly and storage areas of attack unmanned aerial vehicles, as well as temporary deployment areas of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries. Over the past week, as a result of the resolute actions of the North Group of Forces units, control over Volchanskiye Khutora in the Kharkiv region has been established, and over the past day Zybino in the Kharkiv region has been brought under control. Russian troops inflicted damage on formations of 3 mechanized brigades, 1 motorized infantry brigade, 1 assault regiment of the armed forces of Ukraine, 3 territorial defense brigades, and 1 National Guard brigade were hit. In total, the enemy lost more than 1,085 troops, 1 tank, 9 armored fighting vehicles, 83 motor vehicles, 4 field artillery guns, 9 electronic warfare and counter-fire stations, as well as 29 ammunition, fuel, and material depots in the area of responsibility of the Sever Group of Forces. The West Group's formations hit units of 4 mechanized brigades, 1 assault brigade, 1 security brigade of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 2 territorial defense brigades, and 1 National Guard brigade were hit. The enemy losses in this direction amounted to more than 1,195 troops, 23 armored fighting vehicles, 119 motor vehicles, 17 field artillery guns, 1 Grad MLRS, 2 counterfire radars, and 25 ammunition and material depots. The South Group of Forces improved the tactical situation along the front line. During the week, Russian units engaged formations of 7 mechanized brigades, 1 motorized infantry brigade, 1 assault brigade, 1 mountain assault brigade, 1 airmobile brigade of the armed forces of Ukraine, and 1 territorial defense brigade. Over the past week, the South Group of Forces has lost more than 1,085 troops, 35 armored fighting vehicles, 106 motor vehicles, 10 field artillery guns, and 1 Czech-made Vampire MLRS, 6 electronic warfare stations, and 39 ammunition, fuel, and material depots were neutralized. The Center Group's units improved the tactical situation and took more advantageous positions. They inflicted fire damage on the manpower and hardware of 2 mechanized brigades, 1 airmobile brigade, 1 air assault brigade, 1 Jaeger brigade, 1 assault regiment of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 1 Marine brigade, 4 National Guard brigades, and 1 Azov Special Operations brigade. In total, the enemy lost more than 2,090 troops, 34 armored fighting vehicles, and 48 motor vehicles in this direction. 10 field artillery guns and 11 electronic warfare stations were neutralized. Over the past week, the East Group of Forces advanced to the depths of the enemy's defense. The group's units inflicted damage on the formations of 3 mechanized brigades, 1 air assault brigade, 4 assault regiments of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and 1 Marine brigade. The Armed Forces of Ukraine losses in the Vostok Group's area of responsibility amounted to more than 1,555 servicemen, 2 tanks, 26 armored fighting vehicles, 48 motor vehicles, and 3 artillery guns. 2 ammunition and materiel depots were neutralized. Over the past week, units of the Dnepr group of forces improved the tactical situation. Strikes were delivered at units of 1 Mechanized Brigade, 1 Mountain Assault Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and 1 Territorial Defense Brigade. In total, the Armed Forces of Ukraine lost up to 250 troops, 5 armored fighting vehicles, 99 motor vehicles, and 1 field artillery gun, 16 electronic warfare and counterfire radars, and 3 ammunition and materiel depots were neutralized. Air defense systems shot down 1 guided aerial bomb, 9 HIMARS-MLARS projectiles, and 1,665 fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles. The Black Sea Fleet destroyed 5 Armed Forces of Ukraine uncrewed surface vehicles.
In total, since the beginning of the special military operation, the enemy has lost 671 aircraft, 284 helicopters, 134,802 unmanned aerial vehicles, 656 anti-aircraft missile systems, 28,938 tanks and other armored fighting vehicles, 1,702 MLRS combat vehicles, 34,477 field artillery guns and mortars, 59,584 units of support military vehicles.
Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.